my name is Annalyn, and I am going to be reading Arilla of Ingleside by Lucy Maud Montgomery. This is the final book in the Anne of Green Gables series, and I am ready to start reading it. And you know what? For the first time, I am going to be reading the back of this. But at the dance, news is announced that England has declared war on Germany. I was like, when is it going to happen? This entire series, I was like, when is it 1914? I mean, this book was written in 1921, so the war had to be in this series somewhere, so it's here. It has been a while since I read the previous novel in the series, and at that time I felt like I had been reading a little bit too much Anne of Green Gables. So I decided to take a break for about a month and then come back to this one when I felt ready, and I think now is the time. I would love to finish this before the new year. Today is December 3rd. If I finish this one and also finish Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief before the end of the year, then I will have reached my reading goal of this year. My reading goal for 2021 was to read 12 books. I know that that is not a huge number, but that is 10 books more than I read in 2020. I'm very happy that I got back into reading, and the Anne of Green Gables series is a very, very important part of that. You can watch all of the previous videos that I made about Anne of Green Gables, all of the books except for the first one. Maybe I should reread that again next year and then make a video about that, just so that I have a video on all of them. I believe that without this series I wouldn't have reached my goal, or I say wouldn't have as if I've already reached it. I haven't, but I'm very confident that I will reach it. So I have to say, this cover is beautiful. I love it so much. It is so pretty. I think it is my favorite one of the entire series. I'm going to start reading this now, and in about 5 to 10 minutes I will let you know what I thought. In the meantime, please enjoy my little montage of me reading. I will update you with some thoughts along the way, and just sit back, relax, get a drink, and have a fun time.
Excuse me, they just mentioned in passing that Marilla has died?
I wanted to give you a little update. I'm about halfway and I love this book. I haven't been able to put it down. I love Rilla. She's the main character in this book, and it is just so amazing to see her grow up and develop all these new feelings and thoughts. At the beginning, I was a little bit afraid that the war that is in this book would be tiresome for me, or that I would feel overwhelmed by it, because I do feel that what we are going through right now, this pandemic, is our generation's world war. And sometimes it feels silly saying that because people aren't literally murdering each other. And I will talk about it more later, but I thought that it would be too difficult for me to read because I do feel awful about this whole situation. But this book actually helps me through it. It is lovely to read. And I will talk about it more later after I finish the book and what my stance is and why this book is such a help for me at the moment. I hope that I will finish this book today or tomorrow, and I will keep you updated. I'm about to read the final chapter of Rilla of Ingleside, and I love it. I feel a little bit silly getting all emotional, but the ending is so good. This entire book is great. It is amazing. It truly moved me multiple times. It is my favorite. This is the best one. 5 stars out of 5. I love Rilla. She grows up so beautifully. She has to grow up, which is sad, because this novel starts right before the First World War and ends right after it. So the entire novel is basically the World War from the perspective of women. And I don't think I've ever read anything like that. That might be a me problem. I do believe that there is more literature out there like this, but it was truly eye-opening and actually very heartwarming, especially because, as I mentioned earlier, I do feel like this pandemic that we're going through is our generation's World War. It really emphasizes the importance of the women back home, or the people who stay behind. Not just women, just people who are not at the front and fighting. It felt really validating for me because my partner is a healthcare worker and is currently working in a COVID department. So everything he does all day is making sure people don't die to the best of his ability. And his days are so long. So I have a very first-hand experience of what it is like to be that person who is left behind. So I'm not the person who is actively doing stuff, and I feel sometimes like I want to do more, but I know that I can't. I'm not a trained medical person. I wouldn't be of any use in a hospital or anything like that. So I know that what I have to do and what all of these people who are left behind have to do is to make sure that the people who are in the hospitals actually can keep doing what they're doing. They can keep doing the important job that they're doing. And for me, that is, you know, very traditionally feminine things. I make sure that there is dinner, or that at least I've gone for groceries and that we can cook together, or I make sure that my partner can relax and just kind of not think about what has been going on at the hospital for so long now, just so that he can start again the next day. And just like how Rilla organizes the Red Cross, the Junior Red Cross, and you know, prepares all these kinds of events just in support of the soldiers, I feel like that is my job. I support the soldiers. I support the doctor. And I'm not saying that my partner does not appreciate everything I do. He does tell me often enough, so that's okay. But it's just nice to read something and feel understood. I don't think if I read this novel like 2 years ago, I don't think I would have connected with it as much as I do now. But there's just so many lovely things in it. I have marked so many passages and pages, and I honestly, I love it. This is my favorite book of the year, and I think it slips into my top 3 at least of all-time favorite books. I know I'm not really saying much about the book. It is, of course, wonderfully written. I love the focus on Rilla as a character. She raises a baby, and the way she handles it as a 15-year-old girl is amazing, and I think it is very true to life. You know, she thinks a lot of the things that I would think. She is very relatable to me. I feel like me and Rilla are kindred spirits or something. And sad things happen in this book, but they are written about so beautifully. Please read this. I would say that reading the entire series just for this book is worth it. The last line in the novel, this is a spoiler. If you don't want to see this, skip ahead. The last line in the novel is "Yeth," said Rilla, and she has a lisp, Rilla, especially when she's young. She has a lisp, and sometimes it comes out when she's nervous, especially in the beginning of the novel, when she's like 15, 16. It sometimes happens, but it only happens, or mostly only happens, when she's around Kennit Ford. And of course, at the end, Kennit returns from the war, is standing in front of her, and he asks, "Is it Rilla, my Rilla?" And then she answers, "Yes." And just by reading that, I could feel the butterflies. You know, she was so nervous, she had to lisp again. And this book is filled with these little moments. I love that this book had more of an overarching plot. This is so sad to say, because of course the overarching plot is there is a war going on. But I feel like this one was, you know, had something to work towards, whereas the other novels are mostly like snapshots, like different anecdotes happening, and this one is not like that. Also, by finishing this book, I'm at 11 books out of the 12 that I was going to read this year. I only have a couple of chapters left in Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, so I will finish that before the end of the year as well. And I am so happy that I, you know, bought these books and decided to make a little series on my channel about it, because I don't think I would have found the time to keep reading, because I always find something better to do, or easier to do is actually what I should say. I get so much joy out of reading, I just don't usually take the time to read. And so doing this video series really did give me a goal, and you know, inspired me more to read, and I actually made time to read, and I'm so very happy about that. So thank you so much for watching, for commenting, for liking, you know, every comment that anyone left on any of these videos truly warmed my heart. This has been just an amazing journey. I'm kind of sad that it has ended, but I will definitely keep you updated on what I'm reading, and I hope that I can make more reading vlogs, because I really do enjoy making them, and I hope that you enjoy watching. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment if you want to talk to me about something. Have you read this book? Are you planning on reading this book? If you want to support me and leave a comment, but you don't really know what to say, then please just leave one of those pink blossom emojis, and I will know that you watched all the way until this part. Thank you so much, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye!